What is your favorite part of the day?
Favorite part of the day is probably early morning, actually. I'm freshest early in the morning, and I really like the peace and quiet.
What is something you learned last week?
Something I learned last week. I don't even remember last week, so I'm not entirely sure what I learned.
What is one thing you can do that no one else can do?
That no one else can do? I can touch my toes and place my hands flat on the ground.
If you could gain any skill or talent, what would it be?
Ooh, there's a lot. I'd probably like to be really athletic. I used to be more athletic. In high school, I played volleyball and softball, and I did dance.
What's your favorite thing to teach?
Book-wise, unit-wise, I don't know, there's a lot of things. Currently, my favorite things to teach are 1984 in World Studies and I think Dracula and Myth, but that's currently, that probably will change.
What is your fondest memory of high school?
My fondest memory of high school. Graduation. That's so sad that I said that, but I mean, it's not really, but it's the one thing I can think of where I was like proudest.
Yeah.
Like I was really proud of the accomplishment of graduating. So,
What was your favorite subject in high school?
English. Yeah. That was an easy one. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that softball.
If you could teach any other subject, what would it be?
Psychology or history, both of those things are really interesting to me.
If you were not a teacher, what other profession would you?
Chef. These are easy. I have these things.
What did you want to be in high school?
I wanted to be a teacher. That was easy.
Why did you want to become a teacher?
I wanted to become a teacher. Well, I wanted to become a teacher since I was really little. And when I was really little, I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to write on the board, because I thought that was really cool. As I got older and actually became a teacher, I realized writing on the board's a pain in the butt. So, not so cool now. But when I was in high school, my mom was a teacher, and I had some really good teachers and really bad teachers, and they were just really impactful for me in both ways. So I wanted to kind of be that for students. I wanted to make a difference in that way, and I really like English, so.
What is your proudest moment as a teacher?
Oh, that's hard. I think I'm gonna kind of generalize because there's not like one moment, but anytime I watch a student like understand something that they didn't before, usually it's in regards to writing, sometimes it's in regards to like what they're reading or that kind of thing. But like anytime I see them just like have that like aha moment where like everything clicks together, I'm always really proud in those moments. And I'm always really proud when students can like stand up for themselves and be human beings and like not kind of succumb to the monolith of pressure.
What chore do you absolutely hate doing?
Folding laundry.
Okay.
It's pointless, it just gets unfolded.
What are your biggest pet peeves?
I don't know. I used to have a lot more, now I don't. I really hate it when my husband leaves cups around the house. That's recent. And I really don't like, I think probably my biggest like overarching thing is when people don't respect other people's time.
Mm-hmm. What do you like most about your current job?
I love that it's different every day. There's even on its most boring day, something in teaching is always different. There's always something happening. And you might have a boring day, but it's still nothing in comparison to what other people's boring days are. So.
If there was one thing at Monte Vista you could improve or change, what would it be?
Oh my God, I wish you guys could experience like being teenagers in a different way. And I don't know if that's really a Monte Vista thing anymore so much as a society thing, but I wish you guys could actually have the experience of being young and a little bit more carefree than you are. Mm-hmm. Because here you guys take things really seriously. And sometimes I wish you didn't have to have that stress. And I do think that's a product of the environment that we're in, not just Monte Vista. But that would be what I would change.
What's the most interesting rumor you've ever heard about yourself? Or if there was?
Oh, I love it. It happens every year. I love the rumors that I'm really mean. Those are my favorites. Because I think that, I mean, I'm sarcastic and that kind of stuff, but I don't think I'm mean at all. And so, and once students are in my class, most of them would say I'm not mean at all, but like that I'm really scary or really mean. Those are my favorites because they're always like, they always come from students that have never had me too. So it's always really funny.
If you could witness one event from history, what would it be?
Anything having to do with King Henry VIII or Elizabeth I. Those are my favorite kind of like moments. That's where, like, I don't know, they fascinate me. And then like the like fingers that come out of that to like the rest of the world is also really interesting. So,
what is the most embarrassing moment you've ever had?
One that comes to mind that I remember most vividly was in high school. I used to wear like big platform sandals and I fell off my shoes in the middle of the quad. And my mom taught at my high school and it was right after I was a freshman too. So I thought it would be really cool to like yell and wave to my mom. And so I yelled, "Hi Mom," and like then immediately just like fell flat on my face, literally. And the worst part was like not even the falling. It was like my class was going to the library, so we got into the library. My mom comes running in and goes, "Oh my God, honey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm fine. Leave me alone." So that was embarrassing.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Teleportation. I hate driving. I hate traffic. I like to be able to just get places.
What would be the title of a movie about yourself?
A movie about myself? The Short Life? I don't know.
What would you do as the President of the U.S.?
As President of the United States, I would try to make the United States more equal.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, not just fiction, like, or not just in laws, not just spirit, you know?
Yeah. If there was one question you could ask about the future, what would it be?
Does climate change get solved? Does the world get better? I don't know. I have lots of questions, mostly centered on the chaotic state of society currently. So pretty much anything like, does it get better from here?
Yeah. What's one thing you would tell your past self?
Not to worry so much about what other people think of you.
Who is your biggest inspiration?
My mom.
What is something you can't do but wish you could?
Reach things in high places.
What's the strangest name a student has called you?
Mom. I get mom. Actually, at least once a year, probably somebody accidentally calls me mom.
What would you do with $10 million?
Give it to charity. I mean, I'd pay off all my debts and stuff first and then give it to charity. I don't need money. I don't like money.
What is the first thing you do after work?
The first thing I do after work is take my shoes off. I think. No. First thing I do after work is go check on my rabbit. Then I take my shoes off.
What is something you wish you knew as a 16-year-old?
That nobody knows what they're doing and that it's okay. Like, even as an adult, you're never going to know what you're doing and adults just fake it.
Yeah. What is one thing you want to do before you die?
I want to travel more and experience different cultures and different food and that kind of stuff.
This is a weird one. What is your favorite word?
I think I really like the word rad. I say that's rad all the time. I don't say it as much here because you guys give me funny looks, but I think that's probably, I don't know. There's a lot of different words. That's my favorite, probably slang word. I love like long words and like the words that like sound cool, if that makes sense. Like, instead of calling something crazy, like saying that's ludicrous or something like that, I love those types of things. But there's not one specific word, but I use rad a lot.
What was the last book you read?
I'm currently reading Song of Achilles. The last book I finished was the last book of the All Souls trilogy, whatever the hell that one is. I don't remember the name of it.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Trashy TV.
What is your favorite animal and why?
Rabbits. They're super cute.
What are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Retiring? No, I probably won't retire in the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, like, I don't know, traveling, getting old. I'm not really looking forward to getting older, but like, I think as you get older, the wisdom and like the confidence that comes with age is nice.
What book do you recommend to others?
It really depends. Because I read a lot and I've read a lot of different things, I tend to recommend books based on interest level, like not like, because I read a variety of stuff too. So, but like one of my favorite books is Naked by David Sedaris. It's a collection of essays and they're humorous, but they also deal with like some deeper topics that make it more accessible.
What is your favorite song right now?
Favorite song right now? I don't really have a favorite song right now. There's nothing I'm listening to on repeat, nothing that's jumping at me. Actually, I'm like in kind of a lull. I really don't like music right now. Like, or at least not, I don't dislike music in general. There's not, the music that's coming out, I'm like, meh, about.
What product did you stockpile if you found out it wasn't going to be sold anymore?
Obviously, this was based on toilet paper. Product I would stockpile? Frank's hot sauce.
What was the last thing you purchased?
Food for my rabbit.
Okay.
This is a very rabbit-centric interview, I'm realizing. Unintentionally so.
If you could meet any person dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Dead or alive? I don't know. My answer used to be like King Henry VIII or Elizabeth I because I find them to be fascinating historical figures for a variety of reasons. But I think I might want to meet Obama now. I think that might. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know because I haven't really considered alive people when asked that before. I always just go dead. I don't know why.
If you could change your name, what would you change it to?
Something less common than Jessica. Because a lot of people are named Jessica. And I don't think I've ever had a time where I haven't had like a student or somebody else around me named Jessica or something like that, or a variation of that. So I don't know what it would be, but something less common than that.
What's your favorite food?
I don't really have a favorite food. I like a variety of foods. But I put eggs on a lot of things. It's my favorite breakfast food.
Do you believe aliens exist?
Sure. I think it's really arrogant to think we're the only creatures with intelligent life.
What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas or Halloween. It's really a toss-up. It depends on how dressed up I get for Halloween. I love getting dressed up for Halloween, so it's really a toss-up between those two.
What's your favorite sports team?
I don't really watch a lot of sports anymore, but I don't know. I mean, sports is a very big term. So if I had to pick my favorite football team used to be the Indianapolis Colts because I really liked watching Peyton Manning. And then basketball used to be the Lakers because one of my previous partners really liked them, so I had to watch a lot of it, so I was kind of forced to like them. But I don't really have a favorite sports team because I just don't watch a lot of sports anymore.
If you had to get a tattoo, what would it be and why?
If I were to get another one or whatever, I want to fill in the rest of my right leg.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned in your life?
I'm going to repeat myself, but not to care what other people think of you. I think caring what other people think of you influences a lot of our behavior, actions, ability to learn, a whole bunch of other stuff. And it really ultimately doesn't matter because your happiness, like, is the only thing that matters. Like, you being happy, it doesn't matter what other people think makes you happy. I mean, unless you're a serial killer, maybe don't do that.
Yeah. how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody who was kind and generous and, who would be there for people and who knew who she was.
What is something your students taught you?
That's a hard one. I feel like I learned something new or different from every class, but I think something that students have taught me in general is like that it's important to have balance in your life. I used to be exactly like Monte Vista students as a teacher. I used to be like a perfectionist and like work 24/7 and that kind of stuff. And I think something I've learned from watching you guys and the impacts that like having that kind of stress and that workload and all that stuff has had on and you are so young, is it's taught me as an adult to like, okay, if I'm gonna tell kids to like do better in terms of stress, then I have to be less stressed. Yeah. So it's been a long road to figuring out how to balance like work and life and priorities and that kind of stuff.